I think it's worth pointing out that I'm actually here picking up Moog's S15 because it's broken. So me, the Subaru driver, is going to fix his Datsun so that we can race. Or maybe I won't fix it. Look at the poor little broken Datsun. Where's the all-wheel drive button? See that support vehicle? Supportive because it works. Well, I thought we'd just give a little update of actually what's happening right this minute. So behind you, Mr. Cameraman, if you have a quick look, is the car that works. And back around this way is the Datsun that doesn't work. And Moog's not saying anything, which is, I know, very weird because he's lost for words because his car's broken. When I say broken, I mean not running right. It's running rich, which means Moog's not getting good fuel economy and he's down on power. So that means he's got to spend the day in my Subaru, whether he likes it or not. Hey Moog, where are your Friend Japani stickers, man?
This one's about 5.6 kilowatts, this one's about 10.9 kilowatts, a bit bigger, a little bit brighter.
It's for a Sylvia, does it make a difference?
Sylvia, a bit of a girly car, yeah, maybe the pink one.
Right,
yeah, you won't be able to handle the power of this one.
Okay, back to Mighty Mod's headquarters.
First thing we're going to check on the S15 is to make sure the airflow meter is working properly, because if it's not, the engine has no idea how much air it's getting. We're starting with the simplest and cheapest possible fix. This stuff will clean off any built-up residue on the airflow meter element that might be causing inaccurate readings. It's best not to touch the sensor as it's easily damaged. Alright, so the airflow meter's come out and it's been cleaned. Step 2 is to check on the blow-off valve and make sure it's not leaking any air. The ECU adds the necessary fuel for the measured amount of air. If this air is leaking out, then there's too much fuel entering the engine. We want to take our blow-off valve out of the equation, so we're tightening it right down and recirculating the air back to the intake. The O2 or oxygen sensor is the ECU's way of measuring the current air-fuel ratio being achieved by the engine. O2 sensors eventually wear out and are cheap to change, so that's what we're going to do.
Okay, so these are the things you're going to need. You're going to need a new oxygen sensor, some long nose pliers, a 22mm socket or spanner, and a socket and some extension bars makes it easier to get off the surrounding heat shields. A light also is going to make it handy if you're trying to get to a deep part of the engine. Let's get to it.
The O2 sensor lives in your exhaust manifold and depending on the car can take 5 seconds or 50 minutes to get to. The first step is to take off any exhaust heat shields so you can gain access. These bolts can be pretty tight, so use some WD-40 or similar and the right tools to crack the bolts. Disconnect the O2 sensor's wiring. It will almost always have an easily accessible plug.
If you can't get to the end of the oxygen sensor with a spanner, then you can cut off this end and then put a socket over the top. That's black.
The next step is to transplant the plug from the car onto our new sensor. Now these don't come with plugs, you've got to put them on yourself, so that's what we're going to do. Now it is tempting to solder the plug straight on, but the wiring is high temperature and the sensor quite sensitive to heat from the iron. The universal fit 3-wire sensor we've got comes with everything you need to crimp on the old plug. Make sure you use the included heat shrink so it doesn't short out on anything around it. This is all done and it's time for Moog to put it back in the car.
Thank you.
As the old saying goes, refitting is a reversal of removal. The new sensor should have some anti-seize grease on it as well.
Okay, so the last thing to do is just plug it back in and then we should be getting much better fuel economy.
It's time for a test run.
We don't know if it was one, some, or all of the things we fixed, but what we do know is that we were getting only 250 Ks to a tank, and now we're getting over 250 Ks on half a tank. So the car's running right, and that's a good thing, because at this very moment, Marty is slamming a massive turbo into his Liberty so he can try and beat me at the track. And remember, Sydney Auto Salon Final Battle is almost upon us. We'll be appearing live, plus unveiling our budget show car. All the details at autosalon.com.au.
Antenna thing, what a waste of time that was.
Sorry, Gavin.
This thing.
Don't be grumpy, dude.
I remember when Marty first got this, I just threw it on the ground and said, "You're an idiot." Just look at that.
Yeah, there's no need, really.
But I'll admit that he just proved me wrong.
Yeah, there's no need.
He proved me wrong by
Gavin?
using it
There's no need.
for an automotive purpose, as opposed to the other thing that he uses it for.